Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, and let's get into it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about a subject that has been in War Thunder for a long time actually. Do we have a place for infantry in War Thunder? So yeah, the April Fool's event is here, and it was for some people kind of lame, for some people it was awesome, so it depends on the type of player you are. I think the majority of the players found it okay. Well, it's nothing too crazy, right? And it is, I mean, I don't think it is a test for anything, right? I don't think we will ever see infantry in War Thunder. But it is a question of, is this event actually making it possible or making it fun? I noticed that it was not a lot of people, but some people were commenting on some videos and on the forums that they wanted this mode that was added, like forever, you know, to be a separate mode that you can actually always play. As I said, I don't think this is ever going to be added, but still, it's fun to actually wonder about a little bit. I don't think we ever will have a place for it, to be honest, because think about two things. The first one is that the type of infantry that we got in these April Fools, it is kind of a very modern, like, different type of infantry. It's something that we don't have in real life with the kind of a mecha kind of situation, right? So there's that, right? So we would never see, I mean, if we ever see something like this, it would be for top tier. But even then, it would be just kind of, nah, you know, and now it's not coming. Then you think about what does this bring for infantry in the general sense, if we would get infantry like in a normal infantry, not with these mechas and stuff. And still it doesn't make any sense, because the game is not meant to have it actually. And I'm not gonna talk too much about, you know, like years old ratings and all sorts of stuff like that. I don't think that's pretty much the main reason why. It's just that the game doesn't have this. They actually made another game for that, which is Enlisted, right? So it really would not make any sense to have infantry in War Thunder. I think it would be just a terrible idea. You would have a proposition that not a lot of people would like, I think, and it would be kinda weird even. I don't think the engine is, and the way that the gameplay is made for that. But I do have hope. I have to play Enlisted, I have to be honest, I didn't play it yet. But I wonder if the models that we see in War Thunder, they are sometimes refined and put it in Enlisted, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that on the forums and stuff. So I don't know, it just makes me wonder, do we have a modern kind of situation that can happen in Enlisted? And that might be the infantry that we need and want for War Thunder. It would be a lot, it would just make a lot more sense, right? Leave it War Thunder for vehicles only. Of course, you are dividing a little bit of the gameplay, you know, of the gamers or the players. But the thing is, people that play normally with tanks and aircraft in an aircraft in a game like War Thunder, they normally don't play FPSs, I don't think. Or they do, but it's not a major thing, I don't think. There will be players that do that, obviously, but I think the majority of players like War Thunder because of the vehicles, right? It is, I don't know if you always had that feeling, but back in the day, when I played Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3, you know, I always used to think, right? Like, I love Battlefield, I love FPS, but I want to play vehicles, and I love to play an aircraft or a tank. And in those games you need to wait, you need to try to basically out jump or out trigger somebody in a respawn of a vehicle like that and stuff. So it's always, obviously, the focus of the game is always on infantry. And I think that's the focus on enlisted too. While in War Thunder, a lot of these players like myself that really wanted to just play with the vehicles have a place to just play with the vehicles. It's the same principle that I really kind of don't like ground battles to fly aircraft. It's because I love to fly aircraft, not to drive tanks and then make points and then die in a tank and then be able to respawn in an aircraft. That's why it's one of the reasons that I don't play ground battles anymore. Because even though, yes, it's fun to do CAS in those modes, and I want to bring that to the channel as well, by the way, it's something that we never, like, for me, it doesn't have its appeal to have to play something that you kind of dislike or don't like that much, to actually finally be able to respawn on something that you like and then die like 30 seconds afterwards because something X or Y happened and you have to redo all the job to just respawn an aircraft and again right in another battle. In air battles you just respawn on the aircraft. In a ground battle you just spawn in a tank, or in a ship battle you just spawn in a ship. And that's something that games like Battlefield and Enlisted, they don't have too much, you know? So that's the appeal for me in War Thunder, and I think it is the appeal for the majority of players that play War Thunder, because people that like to play War Thunder really enjoy the vehicles, not doing all that job to just get a vehicle, you know? Of course there were ways, and there are ways in these other games to actually get vehicles and play with them, but it's so much easier and it's just so much more fun to just hop in a tank or in an aircraft from the get-go and just do whatever you want with the vehicle that you wanted to play, you know? This is the most fun that you can have. And I think, yes, there is a factor of ground battles having less population than they should, I mean in the sense of infantry and other vehicles. So I do think that we need an EC kind of situation with tanks, and I do think that we need maybe some form of infantry, but AI, you know, not really, maybe with war mode, I don't know, something like that, but not for the players to control, not directly at least. And I don't think it will ever be the case. I mean, they always deny it, right? But I want to make sure to stress this on the video, because there is this kind of rumor, half true kind of situation that they always test something on the April Fools. And yes, it feels like that, it does feel like that, but it's never something confirmed, right? It's alright, and it's more of a rumor than a fact. So don't try to, I mean, if they're testing something, it's not infantry right now, I don't think, at least. Maybe something for enlisted, but not for War Thunder, I don't think. So if that's the case, if they're testing something for infantry, so that's just pretty much it, you know? It's just an April Fool event. It's not like a game changer event. It's not an event like the modern day event that we had before the modern tanks and helicopters were added. They had submarines or ships or any of those ones that were actually very, very important for the game, you know, and it felt like it was a test for something coming up. Maybe in the next couple of patches or next year, we already will have kind of a look or a feeling on what they were testing in this, if they were testing something. But for now, I don't think it's infantry, and I just wanted to make that clear, because a lot of people have hopes up for infantry just because they added the April Fool's event, right? But anyway, let me know in the comments if you agree with me or not, if it has a place or not in War Thunder Infantry. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, guys, and I see you guys on the next one, okay? Bye, guys. See you.